Welcome all. This is our first class. So before we hand over to our faculty Preeti, we just want to go ahead and show you like what exactly LWPLabs is. LWPLabs, the full form is Learn with Project Labs.com. This is something which is created by techies, who not a businessman but a techies like us, okay, who created this particular company, thinking in our mind that we will be trying to give some real-time project, okay, by a real practitioner who might be an interviewer himself, who might be a working professional, not someone who will be, there are no teachers here who are professionals. We are all, we are requesting some of our working professionals who are working in different company to come and tie up with us, and we train them to give this project-based kind of a training, which is our one curriculum, which we are following from long time now. Okay, we keep on changing the curriculum projects, but then the curriculum is only one, okay, which most of our teachers are following. So the formula is that there will be a real-time project implementation through which you will be getting some real experience, and that is equal to success. Okay, so this is India's first resume-based learning platform, where we will be giving you some resumes based on the curriculum which we are actually covering. So this is a kind of a resume which we'll be giving you. Let me showcase you the resume. Yeah, so there will be a resume which I'm showing you. This kind of a resume will be there. This particular resume is just a template. You don't have to use this particular template and give your photo. If you want to use it, use. The students already might have used it. So my suggestion will be copy the content and try to create your own template. There are a lot of templates in Microsoft. Okay, use that. Maybe use Canva to create your template. There are a lot of other websites. Here you will create your template and copy the content should be same. So what are we exactly giving? We are giving you a resume. Okay, so which you will be building your career. That resume will have certain experience. So we do have DevOps on GCP, DevOps on Google, DevOps on Azure, DevOps on AWS, different cloud integrated with the DevOps culture. Okay, we don't have just cloud course, but then whatever we have DevOps along with the cloud thing. Started cybersecurity, and now we are starting up data science. Okay. So these few subjects are there with us, whatever we are covering. Not everything in IT we are covering. We don't teach Selenium, we don't teach Java, we don't teach other things, okay, like Node.js currently. Whatever we can convert into project, and whatever trainers, expert trainers who can actually convert something very simple way, not a complex way, but a very simple way. We are hiring them, we are giving them a contract so that they can train. Okay, so that's about our company. So what exactly you will be getting from this particular class? This is the first class of our DevOps workshop. You will be getting a resume, this kind of a resume where your tools will be mentioned, okay, where your skill description. So this part is the most important part, where you will be, when you go for an interview, you will be able to explain this kind of experience. Like you can say that, okay, I used to implement various DevOps CI/CD pipelines. So your cheat sheet will be there with you handy, which you will be knowing and explaining the projects, whatever you have worked on. So this particular be aligned with the projects, aligned with the curriculum which we have built. Okay. So your task will be create a resume first. So this is our simple formula, which ideally we think that every IT engineer should follow. Okay, if you want to move from one career to another career, and one IT skill set to another IT skill set. Okay, that you have to create your resume first, select and create your CV to implement it. That can be 1 year experience, 2 year experience, 3 years experience. So we do have this particular course, whatever you are currently joining, this will give you 3 years of experience. Okay, there are some courses in our company which will give you 5 years of experience. There are some courses in our company which will give you 4 years of experience. So similarly, you get that CV which will give you the experience. Okay, copy that CV content not the whole template. Okay. And then create your own CV. So you know now where exactly you are going to land. Now your task is just to implement your CV. So we will help you to implement your CV so that each and everything you will be knowing from this particular CV. Okay. This particular CV, you will know each and everything. Suppose if you want to learn Terraform, you want to learn Ansible, you want to learn Python scripting, all those things. Suppose anything, whatever you want to, which will help you to crack a job, the curriculum, whatever we have designed. We do have some curriculum which we have designed for this particular class. As per that class, the curriculum, we will be giving you one resume. Okay. Take that resume, create your resume, implement your resume, start applying for job. That's the simple 3-step formula we will follow. Okay. And you also have to follow. Now, the assumptions will be that we don't consider that you have a past experience. We'll think that you are a fresher. We are your mentor. We have some projects aligned with us. Those projects you will be doing in our class. We'll help you. We'll show you the project first by doing ourselves. Then you will see the video and then you will do by your own. Maybe you will not be able to do at the very first event that particular project by seeing the video. More time, you will be feeling a little bored, but then you have to pause the video, do it. Pause the video, do it. Once you get that grip, once you understand that mind tuning should be done between you and the faculty, then you will be able to easily crack you will be able to easily do the projects. Okay. So some example of the projects is like this. Yesterday, I'm taking one class, suppose B55. Now my students are now, if you see here, my students are now so smart. If suppose somebody is facing challenge, like this guy told that, okay, I am facing a problem, Praveen. So I don't have to pitch in. My students are so smart now, they are only helping. Okay. Today only. It's just today. Just wanted to show you that this kind of thing you have to do. Okay. So you can inform things over WhatsApp, but we have a dedicated Slack group where you should be posting your doubts. Like here, we do have a Slack group. Then I have a lot of Slack. Okay, this is our Slack group where you will be posting your doubts. Okay, like this, you will be added here and you will be posting your doubts. We will be sharing the documents. We'll also ask you to create your document. Okay, you will also create some document like these guys are creating. You will also create some document. We will review it. So you will know how to create documentation. You will know how to, you'll not just learn technology. You'll also learn how to document the technology. How can you pass that to someone else? Okay, so it's like real way. How in company we do work, similarly you will be working here. So those kind of things we will be doing. Company also work in Slack, you will also work in Slack. Okay, so this will be your world where you will be posting issues. Everyone see here, this guy got an issue. He will be trying to take help from someone. If suppose people are not able to help, then it will be escalated to me. Okay, or escalated to our faculty. Okay, but before that, it will just come to, it will be roaming between you all. First, you all should Google, search, and find out the issue and fix. Okay, we will also give you some projects. We will help you. We'll show you the complete project by doing from scratch. But then when you do, you will get issues, definitely. And when you get issues, post that. Okay, slowly, you will be pro. You will not be able to get, you will not get issues generally. So these people, mostly people will not be from IT. Some people will be from IT. Some people will be from different skill set like Java developer. Some people will be manual tester. Okay, there is a guy who is a civil engineer also, and he wanted to change his whole skill set to this particular skill, which is an IT skill. So like these people are, we all have to help each other. We will help you with the project, the scenarios, and you have to complete that. And that is how you will get the experience. Okay. So this is what we will assume. We don't assume that you have a past experience. We'll teach you from scratch. Everything we'll explain, like from the ls command we'll start. Okay, so we are your mentors. There are project pipelines which our team will implement. Okay, and you have to implement the same thing to gain the real-time experience. How we are saying that you will get real-time experience? Because see, you have to understand now we are not in a legacy. We are not in 1990s. We are in cloud world. So this AWS, today only one girl was asking me that, is that real? How will I get experience? How will I get? Okay, I'll show you. How will I get? She was saying me. How will I get experience? Are you real? Okay, are you real? She was saying. Now let me show you this particular. Okay, today only. Are you real? I got. So people are not believing us that okay, that real project. Is this a real project? So yes, just to answer you that this is a real project. What we have implemented in our company, we are showing you that. Maybe when you go in a company where you work, you will get far better projects or you may get less projects. But then what exactly we are doing? We are showing you, we are sharing our experience with you. Okay, that whatever we have worked in our company, okay, we have created some projects and you are going to implement that project. Where? In AWS cloud, okay, or in Azure, or in GCP. Okay, this particular class is mainly for AWS. So now these are we, okay, and you will be learning. So if we are also working in our company in AWS console, okay, in AWS console, you will be also working in AWS console. The same kind of thing we will try to replicate so that you get the real experience and you will be doing everything from scratch. Here things are little not sequential, guys. Again, okay, you have smart enough to understand that these particular projects, whatever we will be covering, is little like here Linux will also come. So when you do now, Preeti is going to explain the first project. So when you do suppose create the networking part, when you do the networking of AWS, which is nothing but VPC, okay, there is a project which we'll be doing, which is called migration project. So when you do that migration project, you will not just learn just VPC, but you will also learn some networking part. You will also learn IP, you will know public IP, private IP, subnet, how to calculate IP range. Okay, all we will be seeing here in our class. So these are some pretty assumptions are there. So we'll go a little bit ahead. These are some meeting agenda that just wanted to clear you from the very beginning that you will be new joiner. We will be giving, I will be mentor. We'll give you some cloud access, Linux access, Git access, some other access, which you will be for doing the project. So there will be some projects, the diagrams are there, okay, which you will be doing. Before there will be some manual projects. So there will be some projects where we will be using Ansible. Okay. So before you do Ansible, we'll also have to know like how a developer, like because you will be writing some scripts in Ansible, like a developer. So you should also know like Git life cycles, okay, how to push and all those things we will be doing. And these are like pretty basic things. I will hand it over to Preeti now. Okay. He's a real-time practitioner. Okay. I will be here for supporting. You can ask some questions in the chat window, whatever you want, and we will be able to answer you. Okay. So 30 hours of training is equal to 20 real-time projects. Will give you how much experience? 3 years of experience. I will give you this particular curriculum in the chat window. Okay. Now, step 1, step 2, step 3. And now I already explained. First, create the CV, implement the CV, apply for job. So we will give you the CV on Friday. This Friday, okay, 2nd of June, we will be. So this will be from basic to advanced. Even if you do not have any past coding experience, even if you do not have any IT experience, doesn't matter. You just need to know how to use laptop. If you know how to use laptop, if you know how to operate your basic things, then no problem. We will be able to take care, okay, of you. But then you just need to follow our steps. Okay. Follow our steps. Don't go to multiple YouTube, this, that, and all. When we ask you to do Google, then only you do Google. Okay. First, follow our video. Then after 10 hours of our mentorship, you can start doing Googling and other things. So 30 hours of mentorship, 20 real-time projects, get 3 years of experience. You will get, it is the job ready course. Okay. When I say job ready means we are not going to, there is no backdoor. Someone was today calling me, can you give me a backdoor job? No backdoor job. Okay. There is no backdoor here. You will be learning. You will be giving your time. You will be preparing your resume. Naukri.com is having a lot of job. If you are in India, if you are in outside Monster, then there are Indeed. Okay, there are relocate. If you want to relocate to different country, there is a website called relocate. Okay, use that. Okay, there are different websites are there. Prepare your resume. That's kind of a lottery ticket. Start applying for job, get the job. Okay, the normal process. Now this is particular, the course curriculum is there here. Okay, so Preeti is going to start this particular project now. Migration of a web application. She will. This is what we discuss generally in our demo class, but this is the first day. So we will come to this maybe module 1 little later. But before wasting much time, we'll try to discuss today this so that you all get something out of the box. You get that interest. Then we can later explain you the little boring stuff like what are the DevOps and what is this tool, what is that tool. These are like some basic things, but we don't want to go for here now. Don't want to bore you. First, we will see this one. You will get something. You will get that hangover, and then we will try to show you the little theoretical part. Okay. So thanks, Preeti. I know you have joined. You have given. Thanks for joining, and I hope you can. You are a co-host, right? You can share your screen.
Yeah.
And start the class.
Okay, thank you, Rahul. Okay, good evening, all. So this is Preeti, and I'm a trainer, and I will be teaching you DevOps on AWS. So as Rahul said, so let me share my screen first. Okay. So I hope you're able to see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So as Rahul said, it's a 330 hours of mentorship. So you'll be learning 20 real-time projects here, right? So you'll be gaining 3 years of experience, which is a very big thing here. You'll be gaining 3 years of experience. That means only studying for 30 hours, you'll be gaining 3 years of experience. So this is a very big thing, I suppose. Right? So let us continue. So this is a course curriculum, as you can see, and you have been given this course curriculum in the chat box, which you can download it. So our first major project you can see is deploying develop changes to production server using Jenkins plugin by manual configuration of server. But we are not doing anything sequentially here. As Rahul said, we are not doing anything in sequence. We start whatever it is necessary. Right? So this portion, module 1, is a theoretical part. So we'll be continuing it as we are doing this project. So you'll be learning each and everything what is written here while you're doing the projects. So like before moving to project A, this is migration of web application from on-premise to public cloud. So let me just give you a small definition of what is DevOps. So what is DevOps actually? So it is a development related operations. It is nothing but a culture you have to have in your companies. So it is not a tool or technology, right? So it is a culture. So like a DevOps engineer has to work in sync with the like a developer. So why it is called DevOps? Because the development team and the operation team, they work in sync so that they can achieve the 3 goals, which is the fast development, cost reduction, and fast deployment. So you can just think like a company wants these 3 things to be achieved in its company, right? So that they can work, they can move the company very and they can be successful. Right? So this is why DevOps is very popular now and nowadays, and companies are trying to achieve this DevOps in their company. So let us start with this project A, which is migration of web application from on-premise to public cloud. So what is minor project and why are we doing these minor projects? So this is the major project. Under this, we have some minor projects, right? So to understand this major project, we are doing this minor projects. So let me explain you with the help of a diagram. So what exactly I'm trying to say is, okay, so let me just, Give me a second. As you can see, this is our major project, right? So we are going to see this with the help of a diagram. Okay. So what exactly I'm trying to say is there are some developers. So we have having some developers here. So there are some developers who are writing code in maybe some language called Python or PHP, whatever. Right? So they will push this code to somewhere which is called the Git. Okay? So they will be pushing this code. So these are our developers. Let me just write it so that you understand. Are our developers. And this is the Git where after writing, the developers, after writing the code, they'll be pushing it to this place which is called the Git, right? So they are writing the code here, which may be in Python, or they can write in any language. So they're pushing this in this Git. So this code is pushed here. So just to explain you in the simple way, let me take the example of maybe some car manufacturing unit. So just imagine this architecture is for some car manufacturing unit. And maybe this is for, you can say this is for Audi. So this is a car manufacturing unit and it is manufacturing some car. And this is the local godown where the developers are writing the code. This is the local godown, you can say, and where there are manufacturing units. So some people will create mirrors, some will create body, or some other will create some music system, tires, etc. So they are doing their own part. So all the parts will be there in this local godown, which is this, the developer part. So from the local godown, it will go to this remote godown. So you can also call this Git as the remote godown. And these developers, where they are writing the code as local godown. So this will go to the remote godown, which is also called the remote repo of the Git. Then it will be processed, then it will be assembled and shipped. So there will be some place where it will be processed and then it will be shipped. So what is this place actually where it will be assembled and shipped? So this is called Jenkins. So what will happen? The code will be built here. So there is something as Haven, which will build the code and then it will ship the code to somewhere which is called the showroom. So after the product is manufactured, what do you think where it goes? It goes to the showroom where people can buy the things. So this is our showroom where these customers are going to buy the cars. So first we will focus on this local record. So we have to understand where developers are writing the code. So we have something as Visual Studio. Let me show you. As you can see, this is called the Visual Studio. Let it open. So you have to download this. So this is called the local repository. So this is where the developers write the code. So see, there are so many codes. You can see on the left side, there are so many codes. So it's not our headache. Who's our DevOps? As a DevOps engineer, it's not your headache. Right? So I'm explaining your role actually, something like this. And what developers will do, they will write the code and they will save it in the Visual Studio, which is also called the local repository. And then what will happen? After writing the code, these developers have written the code. Now developers have written the code, they will pushing it to the Git. So there is something as Git, so which can be accessed by the DevOps engineer, like they will be pulling the code from the Git, what they need, they will be just pulling the code and then they can work on it. And after which they'll be building the WAR file, or you can say there is something as Maven, which will be building here. Jenkins will be deploying it to the showroom. So how will they access? So first they will access this web server. So there is something as web server here. Then they'll be having then this code here. So this will be accessed through this web server. So we have our AWS here, which we will be seeing. So you have to create an account in the AWS, which I will be showing. So this is AWS. Inside this, we have the web server, and then we have a code here, which may be PHP or Python, written in PHP or Python. So now just think, this is the project we have to do. So this is the whole cycle we have to complete. So this is how the company is working. So this is called the middleware. This portion, as you can see, is called the middleware. So middleware is that showroom where the customer can see the product and buy the product here. And what we are trying to study is we are focusing on this middleware. So that's our focus, just remember. So we are trying to see how middleware works, how we create it. So basically, it's very important. So the first thing we are going to do is this part, the middleware. So as a DevOps engineer, you should use these words as provision and configure. So we are not going to say we are creating a server, we'll say we are provisioning a server. And we are configuring it. So we'll hear a lot of time when we do the course. So we need to use some tools, or you can say we have tools for each step. So you can see here we will use something as Jenkins. So this server is made in AWS. So you will have to create this architecture, this particular architecture first, that you can understand more. So to understand project A, you have to understand this cycle. Why do you have to create this and how will you create this? So why you need this actually? So this all things you should know. That is why you should understand this whole cycle. So we have created this architecture so that you can understand more. Now, what is the tool which we will use for this central repo? So we will use something as GitHub. Is also called the SCM, source code management. So we will also create some Linux server which will have public and private IP. So when you create this will have some public IP as well as some private IP. So you can call this server as a computer which has operating system, memory, and other things, what is needed in a computer. So this server is a computer which has an operating system, I told you, memory, and all things. So this server has to talk to another server, which is called the database. So we have something here as database. So here we have something as database. And both are in this AWS. You can see this web server and database are in AWS. So I will keep this database with public IP, with private IP. So I will not give this database a public IP. Why? Because I don't want my customers to directly come to this database and access the database. So can you tell me something? Like, can you access the Flipkart database directly? Are you allowed to do that? Can someone answer this? Okay.
Hey, Preeti,
So
I have muted everyone just to have that video recording clear.
Okay.
Unmute.
Okay.
Sorry for
No,
not.
it's okay.
Yeah, even the unmute access to all. So anyone, if Preeti is asking, you can respond. So just so guys, there are a lot of questions. Preeti, 1 minute. So there are a lot of questions in the chat window. Because there are so many questions, I just wanted to convey all of you that before we go ahead and see the ask questions, why don't you concentrate on this particular architecture diagram? Somebody asking that, okay, what is a DevOps, AWS DevOps day-to-day role? This is the whole thing, whatever she is showing you, this is the job of a DevOps engineer, to maintain everything, to maintain each and every stack, every tool, everything, this pipelining thing, everything should be working properly. Okay. If these customers are saying my website is slow, that is the job of a DevOps engineer. So anything you think of in this architecture is the job of a DevOps engineer, except the coding part. Okay, the developers are doing the coding. Except that part, everything is a DevOps engineer's job. So now focus on this architecture first. This architecture is true for Azure. This architecture is true for GCP. Someone wants to learn in GCP, someone wants to learn Azure. Believe me, guys, at the end, doesn't matter what exactly you are doing, which cloud you are using. Everything, this pipeline, if you understand, things will just change. The server will change to a Docker container. The server will change to a Kubernetes cluster. The server will change. This Jenkins will change to maybe Maven we will remove and we will put some other tool. Jenkins we will remove and we will put suppose 𝐼𝐴 or GitHub Actions and some other things. Okay, so things will change, but this whole pipeline will remain same. Okay, focus on this and only this. Okay, do not focus on tools. Do not focus now. Just you are coming for a free workshop here. Don't ask for fees now. We will see that later at the end. Okay, learn for free for 5 days. We're not charging you. Okay, again, we'll see those things later. Just focus on the free first 5 days. Do whatever Preeti is asking. Create your AWS account and do. Okay. Any other technical questions? Suppose you ask, what is Git? What is Jenkins? Ask all those questions in the chat window, and I'm waiting for your question, and I will be happy to answer. Thanks, Preeti. Thanks, guys. Focus on this diagram. Diagram is the most important thing in DevOps. Okay. Sorry, Preeti, to take over on it, and you can continue.
Okay, so I was telling you, so this whole VPC will be having a IP, and this AWS is having an IP, and this database will be having a different IP. Why? Because we don't want our customers to access the database directly, because you are having all your confidential information here, right? So whenever you are accessing any website, what you do, you always they ask you for all your information. So that cannot be public, that should be private. So this is the reason why database is kept separately. So you cannot, I asked you a question, but can you access any like Flipkart or Amazon database directly? No, you cannot. You can just purchase things, but you cannot update the database directly. So that so you have to go to their website and create an account. That account will create a username and password, which means the database will be updated and then not directly you are allowed here. So you are not allowed to come here directly. So now this PHP, as you can see, this code will talk to this database. So this must be coming in your mind. So how database will be accessed? So this code, this PHP will be talking to this database. So this database cannot have this public IP. So this is simply unknown. So we create this, yes, but it's a blunder. Like if you like this, if these customers are accessing directly, it would be a blunder. So what do you mean by public and private IP? So we will see that, don't worry, we will see that, we see this very like, when we create the account, the VPC, you'll be learning what is public IP and the private IP. So this is, so seeing that this is an AWS public cloud where you're creating a network. So this part is very important. So see, I'm telling you again and again, this is very important. Like no other institute will tell you these things in detail. These are very basic things. And we are giving a very like, we are trying to teach you this so that everything is very clear to you. Like when you move forward, when you learn Jenkins, Git and all, this is very clear. So since we are emphasizing on this very much. So as I told you, database is having the private IP. So this is not accessible to outside. So database will talk to this server. That is why when you give your credentials, the code will be validated with this database table. So this will be having your data. Now, these are very simple things I'm trying to explain. After this, there is something called the private network. So where these servers are there? These servers are where in the private network. So now my laptop is connected to private network. Now let me show you. Let me go to one prompt. Now, if you type here, all the details. Can you see that? You get all the details here. Your IP, the private IP, you get everything. So this is my Wi-Fi router, the gateway IP. So all the devices at my place is connected to this IP. So which I can open, but you cannot. So we will be using provisioning and configuring tool. So provisioning tool is Terraform, which you will be learning in your advanced courses, and configuring tools are Ansible, Chef, where you will learn Ansible here. So it's important to understand these terms, provisioning and configuring. So these are very important terms, as I told you. So later on, we'll be going to some big things. Before that, we have to understand these two terms. So to create the server means to provision the server. So now suppose we are working for some companies, some renowned company, and Flipkart gave this project to this company, right? So how many hours we have to implement? So we have to implement here 10 hours. So you will be given their hours, how many hours you have to implement. So this is, you have to know the remote repository. This is why this course curriculum has been designed. So this is how this course curriculum has been designed, as you can see. So we have taken a lot of time and a lot of pain to design this course curriculum for you so that you can take use of it and you can just implement on yourself as well as do these projects very carefully and very. So now we'll come to this module 2. So module 1, as I told you, is a theoretical part. So we'll do it as we continue with the projects. So we will directly jump to this module 2. So we have to go and understand. The first thing we have to understand is, let me change the color so that we understand. So the first thing we are going to understand is this Git. first thing is the AWS, which you are going to learn. And then the second thing comes is the web server, right? The third thing you'll be learning is the code. But then we will do the database in a separate class. So this is the first AWS, the web server, the code, which is the code, PHP or something like we'll be learning this. And then we move to Git. So after you learn this whole server, how this server is created, we will be just moving on to this Git. And then we'll be concentrating on this local repository, which I told is a Visual Studio. Then we'll be moving to how to build a server, which is the Jenkins, right? So I think this will be, okay, this is 5 and this is 6, right? So by mistake, I wrote 4 and 5. So as you can see, so we'll be moving like this. We'll be moving right from here, and then we'll be moving here. Okay. So hope you have understood this whole architecture. So we'll be just continuing with this architecture as we move on. So just remember, this architecture is very important. We'll be doing this architecture throughout the class. Just by changing a little things, as we move on, we will just take hold of this architecture. So just understand this architecture very carefully. Okay. So, yeah, hope you have understood this diagram. Now let me open. So let us move to this module 2, as I told you. So now we'll continue with this module 2, which is migration of a web application. So
Preeti, before we go into this particular project, there are some questions from in the chat window. Okay. And I don't know who is Baba. Baba, your name is Baba, or by mistake it is Baba?
Yes. Should I unmute them?
Venu. So Venu, you go ahead, Venu. Ask your doubt.
Hi, can you go to previous what you saved paint screen? Actually,
Yeah,
you
sure.
said that we will create server using Jenkins, but what we are doing in third box where you have written IP3456, we are creating web server that we are, you said provisioning, right? So
Yeah.
why are we creating a different server using Jenkins? We can create in AWS already.
We are not using Jenkins to create. Jenkins is just a tool. So we are creating it in AWS. Like we'll be creating a virtual private network. So let me continue. You will understand. Jenkins is a tool.
Jenkins is a CI. It's an integration.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned, somebody asked question. I think you only asked. So Jenkins is not creating the AWS server. Okay. This AWS, which is you can see in the left side, right side, this server is being created by us manually for now. Jenkins is deploying it. It's an integration tool which is integrating the left side, the line which is like developers pushing the code to Git. Somebody asked a question that, okay, what is Git? If you see this diagram, guys, this diagram is pretty clear. If you see the left side, there is some written here, like developers write the code, push the code to central repo.
Are we creating var file or jar file using Jenkins?
Yeah, we are using Jenkins to do some activity. Now, what is that activity? Build activity. Now, what that build activity means, now in this case, we will be creating var. So don't consider that Jenkins will only create var. Jenkins is not meant for only creating var file. Am I making sense? When you do the next project, Jenkins will deploy with the Jenkins will deploy the Ansible project, the Ansible playbook. So Jenkins is not, when you go for an interview, don't tell that Jenkins is for var file creation. No. Jenkins is for It's a continuous integration tool, which is going to integrate some tools. It's like your heart. Okay. It's like the heart of the CI/CD. It is going to integrate things together to perform some task. Now that can be build, that can be deployment, that can be trigger of some activity, that can be anything.
So Maven
Architecture.
Maven also build var file. So Maven is subset of Jenkins.
No, what I am saying, you're not listening. Jenkins,
No,
Maven is Jenkins subset. No, I told Jenkins is what? Tell me what together. Jenkins is what?
you said using Jenkins we can build, we can
We
deploy,
can integrate things together.
we can integrate left with right,
Tools.
like Git our code with web server, right?
Jenkins is a continuous integration tool. It's an integration tool which will integrate tools. Okay, so Maven is a tool, a different tool from a different company. Jenkins is a different tool from a different company. Both are open source. Okay, Maven is a tool. Jenkins is from Jenkins company. Okay, previously it was called Hudson. It was from an Oracle company. Okay, Oracle used to, this was developed actually in Oracle. The name was Hudson. Still people call, if you see the code of Jenkins, it will be Hudson mentioned. Okay, Oracle still call it Hudson. It's a different product altogether. Different two products, no subset, nothing. Jenkins is an integration tool. It's an integration tool which will integrate things, integrate tools. Okay, integrate tools. Maven is like an Apache? No. Apache is a company. Apache is a company whose first product was Apache web server. So by default, the web server was also called as Apache. Apache is not Maven. Apache is a company like Microsoft. Microsoft have Windows. Microsoft have Azure. Microsoft have Teams. Microsoft have Office. Okay, similarly, Apache have Maven. Apache have web server. Apache have Tomcat. Apache have Cassandra, okay, which is a database. So these are different tools. So this is just a diagram, guys. You need to focus on this diagram, which Preeti is explained. We'll go in depth on this. Okay, we'll have to do this by our hand. Okay.
Okay. One more thing, please. Please go to previous diagram. I'm sorry for that.
Okay.
Yeah, like you said, provisioning means you create AWS web server and code PHP DB. What is configuration here?
Repeat you.
So there are two things, provisioning and configuring. So provisioning means you are creating your AWS box server.
Okay, let me explain you like this. When you buy a laptop, so you don't have anything, right, inside. You have to configure things inside. Like you have to download some software, something like you need it. So that is called configure. So we are creating a server, which is a blank thing. So we have to configure, we have to download something inside so that we can do our work, right? So you can understand it in this simple manner. Rest, when we do it, we will understand it very instantly.
Okay.
Okay, so let me continue because in this way you will not understand. This is just the architecture I'm explaining you. So I was telling you, you have to use this word. So what is the meaning of these words? I'll be explaining you, don't worry. You'll be knowing what is configuring, how will we configure a server, right? Okay, now can I continue?
Yeah, continue, please.
So we were trying to do this project, which is this module 2. So let me copy this project from here. So this is a project we are going to start. So what do you understand? Like when you read this, what do you understand? Do you understand something from this?
Okay, I've given an unmute access. Go ahead, guys. What do you understand from particular
Yeah.
migration
Venu,
of
can you
web
tell me?
application?
Yes. So
web applications in-house infrastructure.
I think a web application is like we have created on on-premise server, which is WebLogic or something.
Mhm.
But everything we are migrating in AWS, so we will create our database on AWS. Our database was earlier maybe Oracle. So in that we will move to AWS. We will move our front end to AWS and backend also to AWS. So that's how all three components will be migrated, or even web service.
Yeah, you are correct, Venu. So
Yeah, you're correct.
anyone else who understood like what Venu explained? Anyone else? Abhinav, you are in unmute. Anyone else?
Yeah, actually, like some application like Apache or everything, which is running in-house, like in LAN, or it is not accessible publicly. So that application we used to move on AWS cloud.
Okay, so something on premise, in house, we have to move to cloud. That's what you are saying.
Yeah.
You were saying something and then we interrupted you somehow. So yeah, Raju, what is your understanding here? Mr. Raju, you there? I think all are correct. Okay. So now we need to understand here the diagram which Preeti is explaining. Preeti is going to explain like what is on premise. Okay. What is in-house? You need to understand. It's all about that money factor. Okay. We'll somehow relate it with that money thing. Okay. And on premise, why people, you have to understand the actual reason why people are moving from on-premise to cloud. Like what all the difficulties are there. Just not that, okay, there is a money. There are much more other things also. When we move from on-premise to cloud, it will be faster architecture. We can code in on-premise. Okay, again, coding will be difficult. The Terraform and other things will not run, right? But in cloud world, we can use Terraform to create the provision the things faster. Okay, so yeah, so Preeti is explaining while she is drawing and just explaining you things. Anyone have any other doubts while she is completing the diagram? Preeti, you can go ahead once you are ready.
Customers are trying to, yes.
In AWS, we can migrate everything which we have on premise, or it's like 80%, or do we have a choice? Like,
So no, we are not checking out, as we again told, we are sharing you our experience. There can be 200 things or 400 things. AWS is a very big thing. Okay, not that everything we have worked on. Okay, we are a DevOps engineer. We have worked on AWS and we migrated a web application. You are trying to get that experience. You will be also saying the same thing in the interview that, okay, we have migrated a web application from on-premise to public cloud. We'll be focusing on that particular thing. This is that kind of training, guys. Okay, we have to be focused like a horse which is running in a race. वैसे ही focus रखना. Okay, we will be focusing on that particular angle. There are 200, 300 things in DevOps. There are so many tools. We can't cover each and everything. Just covering some projects, you'll get that experience. You will showcase that experience. You will try to go for the job. Simple. Okay. Now, Preeti, go ahead.
So here you can see the customers are trying to access this website, which is running in this server. So we have here, so which is a web server. So let us call it as web server here. See, this is, I told you, this is Flipkart.com. And this website is running in this web server. Let me color it so that you can understand. So this is web server, right? So these customers are trying to access this. So how will the customers open the website? How will they open the website? Through the web browser. So anything we want to open, we just go to web browser and just you type there flipkart.com or something as LWPLabs. So this is the way you do things. Just give me a second. Here is the web browser where the customers will be typing this domain, which is flipkart.com. So which will be pointing to this web server. Okay. So this is on-premise data center. So if you go to the project and if you see, which is migration of web application from on-premise to public cloud. So here we'll be learning how to create an AWS account and VPC, EC2, many things we are going to cover in this single project. So Flipkart gave us the task to migrate the application. So we will be migrating this. So why will we migrate? Simple. Why will we migrate? Can anybody tell me what is the reason we will migrate? They can work on premise also. Why they are migrating? There should be some reason, right?
Cost saving.
Cost.
Yeah, to save money. Account in AWS. So we will be having an AWS account here. So we will create our own private cloud or private server, which is called the VPC, which is the virtual private cloud. So we will be having VPC here. And then we will create some servers. So understand this very nicely, because after this, we are going to learn how to create the servers and the VPC. So inside this VPC, which is a private, virtual private network, we have some servers here. So where we will migrate our applications. So this is the place where we are going to migrate our applications. Inside this, we are going to create our private account, and there we will create a server, and inside this, we are going to migrate our applications, which was on premise. So this line will be removed, and we will remove this line, and this line will be pointing here. So now there is something as DNS. So there is something as means Flipkart will have some DNS. So this Flipkart will have all the DNS. This you can see this. So when someone hits flipkart.com, so this .com means this particular IP address. You can see 3.4.6, which is a particular IP address, is on premise. We are trying to migrate it on cloud. And what we are doing? Migration. We are provisioning the server. So what we are doing? We are provisioning the server. So this we will have an OPEX, and we have something as CAPEX and OPEX. So now there are new terms again. So we have CAPEX, and then we have OPEX. Now, what do you mean by CAPEX and OPEX? So CAPEX is capital expense and OPEX is operational expense. So if you have an interview, you can tell that you have worked on migration and you have started your journey with the migration of web applications from on-premise to public cloud. And after doing this, your journey began, and you became a DevOps engineer, and you started implementing DevOps culture. So this will be your story in the interview. So because you're learning DevOps with the help of projects, right? And that is why you're seeing this minor project. So this is my private cloud, as you can see, or data center in cloud, which is virtual private cloud. So if we have 300 devices here, if we have applications or devices here, means there will be 300 IPs here. Means if you have 300 devices, which means you have 300 IPs. So I told you what is, I will tell you what is public IP and private IP. So private, because it's a private cloud. Now customers are trying to access this website. So let me color this. So this yellow part, as you can see, this is your private cloud. Now, let me just draw a separate diagram for this so that you can understand this. I will just show you this yellow part. And let me open a new one. Okay. So, for example, we have this server. So this is a virtual private, this is the VPC we are having. So this is the VPC, and this is the same yellow part I was talking about. So this is the same yellow part from this previous diagram. So this is our VPC. So here, for example, just imagine if you have one server and if it is down for some reason, so business will be impacted, right? So this is a single point of failure. So as you can see here in the projects, we have some modules here. Like when we do this project A, we have here some modules, which is module 4, which is C.1 to C.5, which is very, very important. So you will learn here what is run a web application on single node architecture, cost cutting in your company and merging multiple sites. So each project here, each Finder project is interlinked. So you will learn why this C1 is failure and why we have to do C2. So this is very important. You have to concentrate when we do this 5 project. So as I told you, this is a single point of failure. Like if we are having one server, this is a single point of failure. So we want multiple servers for Flipkart.com. So this VPC is for Flipkart.com. So we have to create multiple servers. We have another server, but this server is in Mumbai East, for example. Okay. So as I told you, we need multiple server for a company to work. So we have another server, but this is maybe in Mumbai East, and this is also, and this is in Mumbai West. So maybe this is in Mumbai East. And this is in Mumbai West. We will have server in different zones. So we will keep one in Mumbai East and one in Mumbai West. So Amazon is giving 3 zones in Mumbai. Like Mumbai is divided into 3 availability zones. So we will keep this computer in different availability zones. This is how you will divide the data center into different locations. So how will you divide this VPC? So this VPC is divided into sub networks. So which is called public subnet 1, public subnet 2, so public why I will tell you, don't worry about these things. So then we are dividing this full network, which is this VPC network, into different subnet, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, as you can see. So there are total 300, as I told you, there are 300 devices here. So we have 300 devices. So 75 will be there in all. So it will be divided proportionally into each subnet. There will be 75 here, 75 here. Here I told you that I want to keep my database. So private, so I told you database is a private thing, right? You cannot keep it in public. So I will not keep my private database here so that outside people cannot access it. So I'll be keeping my database somewhere here. So because we don't know who can be the hacker, they can hack the credentials from the database and will keep the bank account information in their account. So whatever payment is coming will go in theirs. So that is why this database, I'm telling you, we keep it in the private thing. So this will be a blunder, like you can understand. So we have something as private subnet. So we will have some special rule. So we will keep a database here, somewhere here, which is the private subnet. So we have here the private subnet. Private subnet 1, and this is private subnet 2. So let's create a VPC so that you can understand properly. So let us open the AWS account. So when you type here AWS management console, so you'll be getting a screen like this. Now, since I have my account here, so let me click on sign into the console. So see, you have an option here to create an account. You can see there is something as create a new AWS account. Now, when you click on this, now here they will be asking you about some information, like you give. You can say this is like a Netflix account. Like you have to give your details about your. They'll be asking your details about credit card, but don't worry, they will not cut any amount from your account. They will ask you first, then it will. So don't worry about that. Just create an AWS account, right? So now let us go back. So I will just log into my account. So this is how the console looks here. You can see. So here are some regions where you can select, and they provide us to create our VPC, your servers there. So there are some list of regions here you can see. So you can see, you can select any. We generally select, like I have selected here North Virginia. You can select any you want. So we work with North Virginia now. So we have some services here. If you click on services, there are some services as you can see. There are a number of services Amazon provides us. So now we will be concentrating to how to create a VPC. So we just create our VPC. So we click on VPC. So you get a screen like this. So you will click on this create VPC. So when you click on create VPC, there are some details. They will be giving you some a form like this. You have to fill this so that you can create a VPC.
So Preeti, I think we should continue tomorrow because it's like 9:14 and a lot of people have different engagement
Okay.
at night.
Okay. So I just
like 1
wanted
hour
to tell,
class.
please
Yeah.
create an AWS account so that you can just follow me. So create a VPC account and just download Visual Studio Code in your laptop. So you can just type, you can go to Google browser and just type here, download Visual Studio. So you can just download this Visual Code Studio, right? So just do these two things till we meet tomorrow so that I can just tell you how to create this VPC, right?
So guys, as you all know that okay, today is just the first day, so we didn't wanted to extend so that we are not showing any practical, but then tomorrow you all have to do this exercise along with us. So do not hesitate that just because of paying fees and other things and all those excuses will come to your mind and you will not do the exercise. If we are saying upfront that this is 5 days free, you will be able to do the VPC, the EC2, and you will be learning a lot of other things like how to install Apache, what is configuration, okay, how to provision a server, maybe manually. Later then we will be showing, we will also do. I'll give you a link tomorrow, okay, that you can learn by your own. That is also a free link that how to create things using Terraform. But we'll see first manual, okay, and then we'll try to do things with the help of Terraform or automation. Okay, so whatever currently we'll be doing, this will be an exercise for you all to have that habit or to come just to go inside the DevOps world and see okay how to create servers, what are the different architectures are there. So learn that from us. Join 5 days. Okay, this is like free sessions going on. Okay, just for our marketing purpose. If you have any other friends, ask them to join, no problem. Ask everyone to join, okay, whomsoever you know, they will also learn together. But then before you ask them to create an AWS account. What you will be asking them to create AWS account. I'm writing how to create an AWS account. If you know how to create a Netflix account, it's similar like that. Go to Google. Preeti already explained you, and type AWS account and create it. Okay. Do not give your PAN card details if you are in India. Okay, and just say that click on the personal account. Do not create business accounts. Select personal so that even if you are being charged for some amount, you can even ask them that okay, give me a waiver. So we will make sure that you should not be charged any amount, but then it is a real life scenario, guys. Okay, we can't stop you. It's not a school. You can always go and create something which is big server, and then you will be charged. Okay, so do not do that. We'll make sure we'll give you the steps how to do those things. But then if you do some mistake, you will be the responsible person. Okay, try not to do mistake. Try to follow whatever we are saying. This is first.
Do we get recordings of the session?
Yes. So if you have given your email ID correct while you have done the registration, we will create a Google Classroom. You will get that Google Classroom link in your in your Gmail ID, and that particular Google Classroom link will give you the videos, right? So keep checking your email. You will be getting that. Otherwise, I am posting the chat window. In the chat window, I am posting the WhatsApp group, guys. Click here, and you can join the WhatsApp group. Also, just doing little marketing, guys, okay, of our channel, of our YouTube channel. So join this YouTube channel, guys. There are like this, there are multiple free stuff. Somebody was asking what is Maven. So there is a video of Maven. If you want to learn what is Maven, okay. there is a video of Maven which is there passing here. Okay, I'm giving all those things. Let me show my screen quickly. So if you see, this is our channel. If you are someone who is who wants to learn things in your native language, in Telugu, okay, there is a lot of demand of this particular thing that they want to learn DevOps. We are starting this particular Telugu sessions as well. So we are uploading the videos. You can subscribe it. If you want to learn DevOps advanced, okay, a little bit. So all these videos are here. Okay, we are also starting up Terraform playlist. So subscribe for this channel. If you want to learn Azure, there is a channel. If you want to learn Google, there is a playlist. Okay, if you want to learn Python, okay, this whole playlist is there. So there are multiple things which we are uploading. If you are interested in cybersecurity, please do. We started recently, so please see this particular thing. There are multiple things, but all are project based. Means we don't follow anything topic oriented. Nothing will be sequential. Nothing will be like baby step. Don't think like that. But you will understand. The best part is it's like how you go and work in a company. A mentor will give you some project. How I learned when I joined the company, my mentor explained me something, and somehow I understood. Similarly, you will be also able to do it. Here, not somehow, but because we are going step by step, you will be able to understand. So see this YouTube channel and subscribe for it. We wanted it to increase. We recently touched 1,000 subscribers. So we are like very excited to put a lot of videos. Today also we will be posting one video where we have a troubleshooting skill, where somebody asked a question and we troubleshooted that issue and we'll upload. Similarly, interview questions are there. So yeah, go ahead and do that. Again, we have an LMS where you can see there are a lot of videos. We start with the video price as ₹49. Okay, it's like so cheap, 49. Okay, you can use that videos also if you want to learn, not even $1. Okay, see that. And if you want to enjoy that video session, you can do that. If you want, like I want all the videos, purchase our membership per month. You can see that it's like just $2,999 and you will get all our videos. All these are recorded videos. The best part is it is not like Udemy. It's not like it's not like very boring kind of that video. It's like live recording. Like I am saying, similar recording. When you join the real class also, you will see the recording. Here also same recordings are there. Okay. So go ahead. I will suggest do not purchase the membership now. First try with some 49 rupees video, or try with channels. If you understand our concept, if you understand like how we cover things, you will automatically learn that, okay, yes, I should go for the complete class. I should learn things from here. Okay, if you are really interested that no, I want to learn very fast, somebody told, so see that LMS thing. Okay, there are videos of 3 hours also, so you can see that 3 hours video also. There are multiple projects are covered. So do not forget to join tomorrow. Create your AWS account and be ready with your AWS account. Okay, so that you can practice together at the same time. And meantime, join the WhatsApp group. Connect with us. Thank you.
Same 8 o'clock, 8 p.m.
8 o'clock.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
you.